Hey y'all, welcome to the trailer. So today we are going to finish up the cabinets in the kitchen. If you guys remember a few videos back, I painted that little weird, I don't know what you guys want to call it. Somebody name that for me. I know it's not an island, but it's a very awkward cabinet and I don't know what it is. My kids love it. I'm not really that big of a fan of it, but I'm not putting a kitchen table in here for now. I thought about taking it out and putting an island, but it's just not practical at the moment. So these cabinets are like those just generic bare ones from Lowe's. I believe what happened is the previous people must have had a leak or something here and it ruined the whole bottom. So they replaced it. There are some soft spots underneath. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's just a term that we use for a trailer, usually for a soft spot on the floor. They're very common, especially with water damage and that type of stuff. But yeah, there's one under here, so when I go to fix the floors, that'll definitely be something. So my goofy butt thought, well, I'll just paint these cabinets with the same paint that, painted the other ones with. I don't know why I didn't think at first to stain them. So I stained these true black. I have a friend that I work with. He actually is a carpenter. He does more stuff like bowls and cutting boards, but he was like, why in the world would you want to stain it black? Don't you want to bring out the color? And yeah, I can understand why he was like a little bit appalled with this, but this is the color I wanted. I wanted black and I wanted to stain it, and well, I didn't necessarily care if I stained it or painted it, but this just seemed to be the easiest route. So as you all saw, I took all the handles off and then I just went over it and stained it, and I do it twice. I'm thinking at this point, you can't really tell sitting, in the living room, but I think for protection, I need to go over it with some type of gloss or sealant. I don't really have that much experience with stain on stuff that you use all the time. Now, I have a couple pieces of furniture that I've stained myself, but I am by no means an expert on it. But I did 2 coats of stain. Is that what you call it? 2 coats? I don't know. The first one looked like it wasn't quite dark enough, so after it dried, say about 4 hours, I went over it again. It stunk. I had the windows and doors open, and circulation, but anyway. There is no rhyme or reason to the way I'm putting this on. I just kind of slapped it on there. And yes, I did drop the paintbrush on the floor, so there's a big old spotch there. But like I said, I think the last week of June, I've taken off, so I'm going to put my floors down that week. Got everything for it, bought the underlay, bought the floor, just gotta put it down. So this project took me total of about 8 hours, if we're not counting dry time. Oh gosh, no, it didn't even take me that long. It probably took me 3 hours. I don't know where I got 8 from. But it was fairly simple. Like I said, my hardest part is just waiting. I do this with paint too. Like I've heard that expression, waiting for paint to dry, but that's kind of what I did. So I want to go over it. So I made sure that when I did the first coat on the top cabinets with the actual paint, that I had to leave my house so I could leave it alone, because then I want to go back over it and I end up with like smears and stuff. Now, if you guys have not seen the other video, what I did is I bought that all-in-one paint that you're not supposed to have to prime or do anything else or sand, and it just goes straight on. I was warned that it didn't work very well, but I didn't listen. I did some more prep work on the cabinets this time, and it seemed like that did help a little bit. But as far as quality, I don't think it's going to last very long, but that's okay. That's the whole point of all this. That's the great thing about this trailer, is that I had planned to redo everything at some point anyway, but it's not in my budget right now. I don't have the time. It's just not realistic. So I'm doing these little itty bitty things in the meantime, kind of get my feet wet with the DIYs, because I am fairly new to it. Well, I'm extremely new to it. So I took these handles out there and I spray painted them gold, because my other cabinets, the little knobs, they're gold too. Yeah, y'all, there's one that just doesn't match, but that's okay. Like I said, just kind of learning as I go along. Only way I'm going to get experience is with this stuff, so nothing else. I'm getting experience with stuff that if I mess up, it's not that big of a deal. So this may just seem like common sense, to most, but to me, this is an area that, 5 years ago, I would have done something ridiculous. Like, I used to be so eager to start a project, just so excited, and I couldn't wait, that I wouldn't clean up the mess. Like, I wouldn't bother to take the time and just even do like the slightest bit of preparation. And this isn't even preparation. This is just, common sense. You want to clear everything up. You don't want to get every paint, but I was like, no, I'm going to take my time and get it going. So what I did is I took some degreaser and I scrubbed this down. Last time I did not scrub like I should have. And this was gross. I don't know if it's finish that was coming off. I don't know if it was nicotine that was coming off. I don't know what it was. I'm going to show you guys here a real slow motion picture of this stuff that was just like coming off of this. But I used the Dawn degreaser, which works pretty well, and a Scrub Daddy. But yeah, look at that. I'm going to lie and tell myself that it's the finish that's coming off, but I'm pretty sure it's like nicotine. So when I moved into the trailer, I knew that the people before me had smoked and that there were certain areas that were just going to be a struggle. And I know it's gross. I should have cleaned the cabinets. Like, I did wipe them down, but not like I should have before I put everything in it. And it's embarrassing now, but it's where we're at now. They're clean in the inside. I just didn't do that great of the job on the outside. So it is what it is. And this is where we're at. So just going over, but yeah, I scrubbed it all really hard with the degreaser, and then I went back over it with another rag with some stuff on just to kind of clear it off. So, and this is the first coat. I know, I did the lazy way. I didn't take the handles off either. So I really just wanted to see how I, liked it. And I love it. Like, is it perfect? No. But you know what? It looks so much better than it did before. And every time I look into my kitchen, I don't feel like, I really need to get to that. I feel like, oh, that's really cute. Like, it brings me joy. Does it bring me joy that these cabinets were so gross? No, it does not bring me joy. I'm trying to think what else has been going on. My work's been absolutely crazy. I'm sure I'll have an update on that at some point, but nothing I'm going to talk about right now. It's been off the wall. I don't even know if that's the expression anymore. We just now got turned all this stuff in for Joe's school, so he should be taking a tour and getting situated with that soon. Still no update on the double wide. I will show you guys later on in this video. We do go over there and do a little bit of cleanup. Still waiting on adjusters, still waiting on contractors. And it seems like every time we go over there, it's just a little bit worse. So I don't know. We'll just see how that goes. Oh, so what else is in this video? Let me tell you guys that. There's a little bit of cleanup, a little bit more yard work. I plant some more flowers. Y'all are going to see me get into that. I know I've got some laundry. Jeremy did the food haul this week. He went to the grocery store. We kind of take turns on that. For those of you that don't know, because I know I've had somebody comment or ask in each video, Jeremy and I, we live together in my single wide. He has a double wide that had a tree fall through it. We are actually in the middle of a divorce, but as you can see, we get along really well. Jeremy works from home, which means he stays in my trailer. Our 7-year-old that we have together is homeschooled for right now. He started private school in the fall, but Jeremy works from home, so he does a lot of things here though around the house. So he cooks dinner a lot of the times. He does laundry. He'll clean, the house. We work together really well. I don't expect him to do those things. He helps out, with his share. It's just we've always been a good team as far as that goes. I'm not going to go into the details of all the other stuff, like the personal things, but, we get along great. I can't stress this enough. He does help me around the house more than I expect him to, and more than he really should, but I'm still grateful. Joe does clean up after himself, but I don't have him on film quite a bit. Sometimes he likes to be on here, and sometimes you'll see him through here. But yeah, he does help clean, and he does take care of himself. Pick up after himself. So my kids do help. The rest of my kids, they're older. They're kind of doing their own thing right now at the moment. So that's why you don't really see them as often. I did see my my Mason. He's my second son. He came down and we went and saw a movie. Him and his girlfriend. We went and saw the Amy Winehouse movie. It was super good, super sad. I know what happens to Amy Winehouse, so I'm not really sure why I expected anything else. I don't know, maybe I thought that the movie would have a different ending, which would make things in real life, different, but that's how it goes, so, let's see, what else is going on? It feels like I've been so busy that I should have more to report, but I really don't. It's starting to get super, super hot here. I live in southern West Virginia. I live in the hottest part of the state. It is not fun. I do not enjoy the heat. I grew up in Atlanta, so being swampy, being sticky, being humid, being hot, just not my thing. Don't get me wrong, I love to be at the river. I love to go kayaking and swimming, but as far as general heat, it's a no thank you for me. So we bought this marble contact paper at Lowe's. I paid $11 for it, and I got a lot more in it than I did the one that I bought off Amazon. I still really wouldn't recommend this though either. I don't know if he and I are doing something wrong with this contact paper. Jeremy used to do decals and stuff for race cars and all that other, and he said this stuff's ridiculous. So I don't know, maybe we're missing some kind of trick to it. Once we got it on though, it looks gorgeous. I am so tickled with it. There's a couple spots that have lumps in it, but it doesn't bother me. Normally that stuff would bother me, but I think it just kind of, it looks good. Or not looks good, but it doesn't look bad. I don't really notice it. But I had Jeremy, he was nice enough to go put it on for me. But again, tickled with it. But you can find this at Lowe's. It's in a different section. It's with it's not with the wallpaper though. This is called it's called contact paper, but I want to say almost like shelf liner or something. But it cleans up pretty well. It wipes up easily. I already spilt some stuff on it and it came right up. But Jeremy took the sink out here. It was much easier to do it that way. He was so sure when he took the sink out that there was going to be some big problem. And he's like, this went way too easy. He's like, it just popped right out and then he put it right back in. Which he'll even tell you, he's the first, he says working on a trailer, he enjoys it. Well, not necessarily enjoys it. He's a pretty handyman. There's not much he can't figure out. But, he said every time he goes to do something on the trailer or the double wide, he's like, it's always fairly simple and fairly inexpensive to work on. So it was much easier than the little house that we had back where we used to live. So, which was just, I guess you call it a stick house or whatnot. I think that's the old term. But anyway, so here he is just putting this on. I would eventually like to replace all my cabinets with butcher block. I really, really like the butcher block counters. But right now I just wanted to kind of experiment with the marble look. I think marble is just probably not going to ever be in my budget. And not that I couldn't save up for it, but I don't think I want it enough to actually, go through with it. But this is nice, just nice and simple, and it's cute. It's cute and it'll work and it'll last until I decide what I want to do next. But butcher counters, butcher block counters are what I think I would ultimately like to do. So I am going to replace the sink though. That is something I would like to do. Get a new little faucet. I just don't know what route I'm going to go. I know it's definitely going to be a stainless steel sink. I've had the different kinds before and I just don't care for them. I don't think anything beats a good old-fashioned stainless steel sink. So I haven't decided what kind of faucet I would like though. That's the route I'm not sure. I do really like the one that pulls off and sprays, but I had a lot of trouble with my other one back at the double wide, so who knows. But that's not the time right now to change it. So when we come to that, I know y'all will see it. So I guess at this point I already put the handles back on, but I think the next shot is going to be me putting the handles on. Jeremy was getting super, not irritated about it. Because most of the time he's really easy-go-lucky, but he's like, you can put the handles back on? I was like, yeah, I'll get to him. 5 minutes later, hey, you think you're going to put those handles back on? I was like, is it driving you nuts? He's like, yeah, I don't know why, but it's really bothering me that those handles aren't back on. So I finally put them back on. But I left him outside for 2 days. It's ridiculous. So. Now this stuff is super thin. There was still a sticker on it, and you could see right through it, and that's why he pulled that up and I was fiddling with it. So he only wasted one little small sheet of it. I bought 2 whole rolls though, because I think I know I'm going to do my bathroom like this too. I had originally said I was just going to pull that whole vanity out and get something new, but after I priced vanities And after Jeremy fixed my drawers in there, I was like, okay, well, I can make this work. So I haven't quite decided what I want to do, but I know I'm going to do the fake marble countertops because they seem to work really well. Super easy to wipe up. I know I've already said that, but that's one of my favorite things about it. So, you spill something on here and whoop, just wipe it all up. But see, look, he plopped that right back in. He said it went way too easy. All right, you don't see me putting on all of the handles, and there is one that was like completely mismatched, but you'd have to just really go looking for it to tell, and I'm okay with mismatch. I was having a time trying to figure this out. Then I didn't realize there were 2 separate holes on the actual handle, so I was trying to match up the wrong holes. Isn't she pretty, y'all? I'm so tickled with this. Like, it just looks so clean, and it just looks clean. I love it. Now, that candle and stuff, like, I haven't liked it, but I did it for effect on this, But I'm tickled. Just tickled. Next, we're going to get these floors done. I'm really excited about that. So, Jeremy made dinner last week. Well, he's made dinner several times last week. This would be, he made, what does he call them? Smash burgers, I think is what he calls them. Or grilled hamburgers, I don't know. So he makes the patties, he kind of lets it sit. He put the usual seasoning, which is, like I said, just a bunch of salt, seasoned salt, that type of stuff, and then the buttery steakhouse. And then we ran out of barbecue sauce, so he's gonna put a little bit of ketchup and, let's see, I told him brown sugar because that's what I thought. Anyway, they were delicious. But you see, that's what he's doing right here. Smash burgers, I think is what he called them. I feel like there's a different name, but he or grilled burgers, I don't know. So he takes Texas toast and just he grills each side of those, and then I think he grills some he sautés some onions and mushrooms. Super, super good. Been on a big hamburger kick. We've eaten at Five Guys, I think 3 times in the last couple weeks. Pardon me, y'all. Even Joe's enjoying it. My gosh, though, it's expensive to eat out. I mean, it's really expensive to do much of anything, but I think it's almost $10 a burger. And I'm like, there's really nothing that spectacular about it, that we couldn't get at home besides the fact that we're not making it. Somebody else is preparing it. But yeah, that was the same thing. We went to the movies the other night too. The movies themselves were kind of expensive and weren't too bad, but the price of snacks and everything, it was absurd. So, being a homebody really has its perks. But yeah, he sauteed these up. And then I love Texas toast. Absolutely love it. This was so good. He got provolone cheese, and then he got Munster cheese, and he had pepper jack. Okay, so here we are back outside. Jeremy put some holes in that. Hey, y'all, there was really not much else to that burger. I was just kind of showing you guys. It wasn't really even a recipe. It was just show y'all what we were eating for dinner. So we do a lot of stuff like that. But here I am just kind of filling this up, putting the rest of those. One of y'all told me they were pansies. Putting them right here. I may have to move this. Somebody tell me, do pansies need a lot of sun, or can they have direct sun? Because it seems like mine aren't doing so well, but they've just been up there for a couple days, so I don't know, but they get a lot of direct sun. And again, y'all, I know you're supposed to wear gloves. I don't like wearing gloves. They aggravate my hands, and I just feel like I can't get my stuff planted the right way, and I just really would prefer to use it. So I'm not really pulling these out. I kind of break open the bottom and then just sort of push it out is what I do with these. That's how I was always taught to kind of loosen up the stems, not like rip them apart or like, do that, but just loosen them so they can kind of spread and grow out. At least that's what my first mother-in-law taught me, so it seems to work pretty well. I think last video, or maybe it's even this one, I don't know. I love coleus. Those are like some of my favorite ones to plant. I love the black petunias, but like I said in the last video, I haven't really been looking for them. So I saw somebody had found some on Facebook at a greenery or a greenhouse in the state, but I don't have anywhere to hang them. And I think I have just enough flowers. I'm really just trying to be content with, I'm really just having to have enough. Like I've always tend to go towards more than enough, but I'm really just trying to have that middle ground. Is that just what adulthood is? It's just constantly searching for the middle ground. It's like not too much, not too little, just right. Looking for that baby bear porridge. Again, just did this with my hands. So I think today when I got home, it was 87 degrees outside. It's looking like it's going to be 90. I always say that it's the chemicals is what makes it so humid here. Who knows? Now where we used to live in West Virginia up closer to the gorge, it's like a 20 degree difference. And where we're at now is just about, maybe an hour away. And it's so hot, it's ridiculous. Like I know that there are a couple times, we'll get up into the hundreds, get a little bit above it. A lot of people think, oh, well, it's West Virginia, you're up in the mountains. And I don't know, maybe it's because we can freaking touch the sun from where we're at. Who knows? So this was an old pot that I brought from the double wide. So Jeremy's not real big into plants or anything, so I took all my old ones. Well, I took most of my old ones. I put a little bit of fresh dirt in here, but just kind of used what was there already. Pulled the old plants. But I always put coleuses in here. Love them. So what do y'all like to plant? I want to hear some of these ideas. What are the ones that you like every year? You got to have that go-to. This is my go-to. Like no matter what I end up doing, if I don't do anything at all, like this is the one thing that I always end up planting a couple of. And, I really want to try to get into having plants inside, but I don't know what it is about them. I can remember to water the ones outside, but I never know when to water them inside. Like, do I water? I tend to just kind of forget about them, I think. But you know what? I might try again, like with the spider plant or something. We've got one at work that does real well. So I went in here. I had some spots that I need to cover with some more mulch. And that's just what I'm doing here. Just use the cardboard. The cardboard was a trick that I learned back in college. We built this garden, this medicinal herb garden. And when I say medicinal herbs, I mean like lavender, not what some of y'all would think. It was like real, the other stuff, like the old medicine wife type stuff. So anyway, I was always taught you could put the cardboard down because it would break down naturally into the ground and kind of till it. So here I am just kind of trying to clean up and move stuff around. I know I'm going to use the mulch again, and I know I'm going to use the dirt again, or the potting soil, because I've got another flower pot for the back. So, but y'all will see that in probably next week's video. I brought one of those old shoe trays from the old double wide to put inside. But I think this is looking really cute out here. It's just real, I don't know. Okay, so here we are at the double wide. This is just, for those of you that don't know, we had a tree fall through and crush the back side of the double wide. Still waiting on the adjusters, fighting with not necessarily fighting with the insurance company, just trying to get somebody to answer the phone. So they haven't decided whether they're going to trash it or call it a loss or let us fix it. As you can see, it looks like it's pretty much a loss, but I don't know. They say it can still be salvaged, so who knows. But I was just kind of trying to help Jeremy with this. These were one of those messes that I really didn't know where to start with. So a lot of this stuff he's still wanting to keep, but then a lot of it was like needed to be trashed. And then this is one of those things where I just like instantly want to go in and start sweeping and cleaning, but then it's almost like there's not a lot of point in it. There's still just going to be leaves like blown right back up onto the porch, still stuff flying around. So I was like, well, I'll just work until I get to the place where I can't pick up stuff like the shelf, or not the shelving, the roof. So Jeremy's out here weed eating. Our neighbors were so nice. Well, I say they're ours. I guess Jeremy's out. They went and mowed the front yard and mowed quite a bit of the backyard too. So it's yeah, it's still weird. But Jeremy's doing okay. I mean, we're making the best of it. It's like I said, as far as disasters go, I guess it's as good as it gets. As far, he had somewhere to go. I was well established at the Singlewide, so he was able to just come over here. Nobody was hurt, thank goodness. And he has insurance on it, so we get along too. That it's fine. So for however long he's got to stay out here, it's not going to be that big of a deal. But yeah, it looks pretty nice. The neighbors had a fire going. They were burning brush.
Erica is not here to do the food haul. She actually went to pick up Mason. He's going to be spending the weekend with us, so we get a little more than normal. And I'm not used to doing these, so enjoy. We got 2 packs of mini bar airheads because I don't know how to work the Walmart ordering app correctly, and I ordered the wrong things. 2% milk. Organic bananas. We've been trying to do a little bit more organic, especially with our fruits and vegetables. Onions, because everything we cook around here has onions. Red grapes to go in Erica's killer chicken salad that she's been making lately. Baby carrots, mushrooms, coleslaw. Joe's been really working hard on keeping his teeth clean, and he loves this stuff, so we're gonna got him some Act stuff to rinse his mouth. And then over here is the bulk of it. Brad, hot dogs. We got hot dogs. We're going to do hot dogs this week. I got some Texas toast because I'm planning on doing some big burgers, smash burgers, something along those lines this week. I will record it if I can. Stew meat. Erica's going to do open face, whatever that stuff, pot roast sandwiches, I think is what she calls them. Stew meat, because I always find something cool to make with that in the crock pot. We have yogurt for Erica's lunch, buffalo wing Cheez-Its. Erica's on a big kick for that lately. The chicken breast right here, this is what she uses for her chicken salad, beef stew to go with the stew meat or the pot roast, either one. Supreme triple chunk brownie mix. This is what happens when I'm left in charge of choosing the desserts. We got a small pork roast, chopped spinach. We use those a lot for protein shakes, smoothies, that type of thing. Philly cheesesteak, sirloins, got 2 packs of those. I make Philly cheesesteak bowls. It's a high protein, low carb meal. Chicken pot pies, because they are delicious, and they're $1, and 3 meat lasagna, because sometimes you just don't feel like cooking, at least cooking a full meal. So all this was Walmart. It was about $135, and this should more than do us for the week. I hope y'all enjoyed. See ya.
Okay, so if y'all have been here a minute, you know that fold and close means it's the end of the video. So I just want to take this time. Thank you guys so much for stopping by for whatever reason it is, to watch for cleaning motivation or just to see what I'm doing. All right, so I hope wherever you're all at, you're having a blessed one. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.
Solo será para una. Qué bonito es lo bonito, qué bonito es el amor. No traiciona ni condena, solo llena el corazón. Qué bonito es lo bonito, qué bonito es el amor. No traiciona ni condena, solo llena el corazón.